Hello friends, in this part 5 of unconventional security, we will take a look at some unconventional ways of securing your home network or any other router with a firewall built in and defining the firewall rules in a slightly unconventional way. Mostly it's a typical way itself, just with some fine tuning here and there. So this is a unified controller console, and we are looking at the various firewall rules. So you need not be on a unified controller to apply these kinds of rules. These can be applied to any firewall uh, or even IP tables also. The best idea is what matters, and the concept is what matters, not the actual implementation or the actual firewall device. So generally, we have various categories of firewall rules. WAN in is basically your entry point to your network. WAN out is all the connection going out from your LAN via the WAN interface to the internet. WAN local basically means uh, the WAN side of your firewall device itself. Local stands for the firewall device itself. For example, your firewall device is 192.168.1.1. Uh, so that particular entry, uh, the entry and exit into the local meaning the firewall device itself is signified by the WAN local section. Then, as the name suggests, LAN in means all the connections coming into your LAN. LAN out, where all the connections going out of your LAN. LAN local means the LAN side of your firewall appliance or your router. And guest in, guest out, and guest local are on the similar pattern itself. So let's start with WAN in. All the firewalls come with default set of rules where established related is allowed, dropping of invalid states is there. But I prefer to start from scratch. So the first I disable all the connections, everything coming in. So as you can see, the rules are applied in a certain order. The order of the rules matter, and with this icon, you can change the orders of the rules themselves. So the very first rule which I create is drop all custom, just to signify that it's a custom rule, which drops everything. Then next one is I drop the invalid states. We don't want invalid state TCP connections coming into our router. And then we have established related. So established related works on the principle that whenever a connection goes out, it has to come back. It's a bi-directional communication. The server has to communicate back to your native device back also. Most of the times you can live with just established. So the default setting is established and related. If you take a look at the rule itself, as you can say, established and related are checked, but I have used it without related, and a lot of unwanted and unnecessary traffic can be removed if you uncheck the related option here. So coming back to our firewalls uh, rules. Next one we want to allow, so even a ping is a bidirectional communication. You send a ping request and you get a reply back. So when I allow a ping in, it's just the reply part. We are not allowing a ping in, like if somebody being able to ping into your router's WAN interface. But just when an internal machine pings out, the reply should be for that should be allowed to come back in. And another thing you will notice here is I only allow TCP and UDP. There are tons of protocols, for example, 624, 426, Torido, and other protocols. We generally don't we want to filter out all those protocols from going out and coming into our network. So a good way to do that is if you just allow TCP, UDP, and everything else is blocked for established related, you are effectively blocking all the other protocols from your network. You may want certain incoming connections from incoming sources. For example, in my scenario, I have incoming connection from my secure VoIP free PBX server, and those connections I'm allowing in. And similar goes for this one also. Beside this, nothing else is generally needed in the WAN in section. This and if you run a scan of your external WAN IP, you will see that it's totally stealth because the allowed incoming connections are from certain IP and all other IPs will not be able to come in from the WAN side of the network. Next one is the WAN out. So WAN out is the way I apply rules is that I start with a blanket drop. We want to drop everything. We just want to allow the devices which need the firewall appliance access. So I have created a group allowed USG access, basically allowed firewall access. So you don't want all your devices, your children's laptops or not so secure devices to be able to connect to your router management console. So that is done with this one. We want to allow DNS and DHCP. And then we have a group of allow internet. So zero trust security goes on the principle that you don't allow anything, and then you selectively choose what particular device or what particular computer can go out and connect to the internet. Because let's say a rogue wireless device connects is somehow able to hack into your Wi-Fi network, but being in a guest network, not being able to go out, they pretty much cannot do anything. Even though they are connected in, but they cannot go out to the internet, they cannot connect to any other machine, so they are totally isolated and blocked. So this is a way where we selectively allow our internet devices. And you at times may want certain, let's say you have multiple VLANs. One particular VLAN is globally allowed to go out. For example, your guest Wi-Fi network, VLAN. But you want to block certain devices out of that. For example, all the management IPs of your IoT devices, the management IPs of your smart switches, managed switches, those you can. So we have another group which is block outgoing. So all these internal IP addresses will not be allowed to go out. Then at times you see certain connections which you want to stop. Let's say you have some internal software which is pinging back home, dialing back home, and you want to prevent that from happening. So you can create a firewall group called block destination and place all those IP addresses in that. And that way, even though those rogue software or malware might be installed, but they will not be able to dial back home. WAN local is where we drop all, again, similar concept. We drop everything in the beginning, then drop the invalid states. We allow the established only, not related. We allow the ping responses, and we allow certain services which are needed. Okay, LAN in is where you can isolate your best VLANs or your different networks. It need not be a VLAN based isolation, it could be a regular port based isolation where your firewall is supplying two ports and both the ports have different networks on them. But the router is capable of interrouting between those two networks. So you will put all your rules for isolating one particular, let's say, guest network from being able to connect to any other device here. And here also you will put in allow trusted. So that means the USG, the firewall management interface access is only allowed for the trusted IP addresses within your network. You obviously want to allow DNS. LAN out is also similar concept, but you can either block it in LAN in for isolation or LAN out. But generally, it's preferred to block it in the LAN out section of your firewall rules. So that's basic high level overview. A certain way, there's no totally right or totally wrong way, as long as you achieve your purpose. But this is the suggested and recommended approach where you block everything in beginning, then selectively allow what is needed on a on a specific basis, uh, which is applicable to your network. Thank you.